I've got a little secret. 8 out of 10 of my videos I make directly through my mobile phone. Now, I am a dad, I work full time, but I still want to do YouTube. So I've found a way that I can start this through just my phone. Now, I make RuneScape 3 videos out of my mobile phone. This includes recording the video and the audio, doing the editing, and publishing to YouTube afterwards, and that's all just from my mobile phone. If this sounds like something that you'd be interested in learning how to do, stick around. I'm going to go over everything that I use as an app, hardware, and then what I do to actually make these videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you don't want to miss anything else. Liking helps me get recommended. Most of my content is to help people out, so that would be incredibly useful if you could help me get recommended to other people. How's it going, guys? So yeah, today I wanted to sort of just talk about how I make my YouTube videos from my phone, and there is quite a lot of videos that I have published that are purely not touch the computer at all. All I have is a microphone and a mobile phone, and I can make these videos for you guys. Now, you might be thinking, wait, how can you do that just from your phone? Well, it's actually not too difficult. I have a Blue Yeti microphone and a Razer phone too. Now, you could do this with different phones, but I would recommend having a decent spec one, just so the editing and stuff's a lot easier. But that's all I use to do my videos. So quite a lot of the footage that you see from RuneScape Mobile is actually recorded off of my phone, directly into my phone, edited by my phone, and audio then is recorded afterwards or during from my phone. How do you ask? Well, actually, it's not that difficult. So let's start off with the things that you're going to need. When recording off of my phone and doing things like that, all I need is my external microphone and my phone itself. Now, the phone I use is the Razer phone 2. I do recommend having this phone if you're going to be doing games. Now, there's a good reason why. Obviously, you can use other phones and they'll work just as good, but if you want the benefits that I have from this is the 120Hz display that you can get from it. Gameplay is so smooth and so nice, and especially when you're recording it, nothing looks laggy, everything looks like it runs perfectly well, and it looks like you're basically recording from a computer. Now, off this phone, the specs are absolutely brilliant. The design is sleek, it's nice, but it's that whole, when you hit record, you don't lose any frames per second. Depending on what game you're playing, obviously, you might lose a little bit, but you're still going to get that incredibly smooth gameplay off this phone. As for my microphone, I use a Blue Snowball microphone. It's just one that I picked up fairly cheap to start off my YouTube channel. There is better microphones out there, but if you are starting up, this is definitely a microphone that you can use, and I know that this microphone does work with a Razer phone and probably most Android phones. So if you wanted to go for one that you know works, this has been tested by myself, and I can definitely tell you this microphone will definitely work with your mobile phone. You actually can record audio through an external microphone onto your mobile phone. Now, all you need to do this, especially if you're using a USB mic, is just get an adapter. So you're going to want to take the USB-C to USB adapter. I will put a link to one of these in the description, and they're only a couple of pounds, so don't worry too much. Plug that into your phone, then plug your microphone into the adapter. Get an app that lets you select USB connectivity, and it will let you pick that external microphone from it. The one I use is called Wave Editor. Now, this is a voice recording app that I find quite useful to use. It does have the option just to quickly flick between the phone's microphone or the USB microphone. And obviously, using an external microphone will give you a hell of a lot better audio quality than if you're just recording directly off your phone. After that, there's a few apps that you'd probably want to be getting. Now, to do my recording, I use a recording app called DU Recorder. Now, this is free off of the App Store. You can record in 1080p. There's no time limit on recording, and it does run really well. All it'll do is record the files, put it in a folder called DU Recorder in your files manager, and then you can take those and put them straight into your editor. Speaking of editors, the editing app that I use and would highly recommend is KineMaster. This is also on the App Store. You can download this for free as well. There is a trial to use it without the watermark. However, I do pay for it. It's not too much each month, and you can definitely make decent videos out of this. The editing isn't too bad whatsoever, but we'll go over that just now and explain how it all works a little bit better. KineMaster is an Android and iPhone editing app for your videos. Now, this works similar to main editing sort of software, where you've got your timeline here at the bottom, and you can drag that up and down to see any images that you've put in as overlays or any audio tracks on the bottom. And then if you go between clips, it'll actually give you a list of transitions, so you get a whole different set of transitions. You can overlay stuff and put in things like your little sub button. You add your media and your audio on that button as well. That's sort of like your main control panel. You can record audio over the clip just straight from the app if you'd like to, which is quite useful, especially if you've got your external microphone plugged in. And then other than that, it's very useful in the way that it can export in 1080p or even 1440p. And it doesn't take too long at all. You can lock your phone or anything like that while it's doing that as well, and the files do come out quite well. KineMaster is a free app to download. However, you will be using a trial at first if you're not willing to pay for this app. That'll let you remove the watermark for the trial period, and after that you are going to need to either pay for a subscription or find a way to rerun that trial. I suppose you could probably work around it like that. However, the subscription doesn't cost too much anyway, and I like to use it. It's definitely something that's worth using, especially if you are on a tight schedule like myself, where you need to just edit and stuff whenever you get that free 10 minutes to do so. The app that I use for screen recording is called DU Recorder. Now, this will let you record in 1440p, however I just stick to 1080 just purely because on a phone you don't want the frames to try and drop too much. I don't notice too much of a drop, but I just like to stick to that just in case something happens in the game that causes it to lag slightly. The video quality and all that's available, and you can record in 60 FPS. It also will depend obviously on which phone you have, but obviously my phone does record perfectly fine in 1080p and 60 FPS. The audio is the only issue with this. Now, this isn't just the app. Android doesn't allow internal audio recording anymore, so basically it'll record anything that comes out of your speakers through its own microphone. Now, this isn't too much of an issue if you're playing games like RuneScape, like myself. I'm not too fussed about the in-game sounds because the hitting of swords and stuff doesn't matter too much. But if you wanted to do other games, you might have to record the audio through your external microphone that way, and then record your voiceover separately, because if you mix them together it could be quite difficult to sort of hear the voice or edit the levels separately. So that's just one issue that you might have to work around. This app is also free from the App Store. I'm not sure if it's going to be available on iPhone, unfortunately. You'll have to just check that one out. However, like I say, it's free and you don't actually have to pay for any subscription whatsoever. All the 1080p and 1440p and everything is available just from the free version. So, Wave Editor is the recording app that I use. Now, you can see just there in the bottom left that you can record in WAV or MP3. And just underneath that is a settings wheel. If you click on that, you can see where it says USB microphone driver. This is how you change between the onboard one and the external one. So it'll just be in there in an option. Just make sure you select that. You can change the gain and you can change the noise suppression in stereo. Now, I am recording this specific clip off of my laptop just because obviously if I'm messing with the settings then the sound isn't going to work too well, and obviously it's not recording on screen. Other than that, it's really good to play through clips. You can clip them, you can edit them in here as well, but I tend to do that just in the KineMaster editing program. This is another free app off the App Store. Again, not 100% about the iPhone side of it, you might have to just check again. But it's completely free, you don't have to pay for anything on this, there's no subscription afterwards, there's no trial period, it's just completely free. The final app that I wanted to mention for you guys is actually PicsArt. Now, this is what I use to create my thumbnails. As you can see, it is quite detailed in the things that you can do, you can add quite a lot. Now, this is a really good app that I've found to do my thumbnails. My thumbnails were absolutely terrible at the beginning of my channel. They still need some work, but I'm getting there. So this app is, again, free, completely free off of the App Store. I believe you can get it on both Android and iPhone, so that's not a problem. But when you open it, it looks kind of like a file sort of sharing thing, like a bit like social media, but there's a button at the bottom that says edit. Once you go into that, it'll open up all your gallery and you can go through all that. Obviously, I'm not going to show you my gallery or my pictures of my son and whatnot. So Once you get in there, you can start adding in images. You can go through the tools and do all the crops. You can add effects. For example, if I wanted to do effects recent, you can then change it to go more HD or saturated and things like that. So it is quite a really good thing to use. There's also a resize option on your images, so you can make them the perfect size for thumbnails. Again, this app is completely free. There is a few ads that you're going to have to get past, and it does offer you a trial or something like that every time you come on, but you can just sort of cancel that off. You don't need to do anything. I've literally not paid for a single thing on this, and all my thumbnails come out fine. There's no expiry date or anything, so that's not a problem. Okay, so once you've finished editing your video and you've published it, it'll be in your export folder in your files. That won't be too hard for you to find. The next step is how to upload to YouTube from your phone. Now, you could go into the app and do it that way. The only issue you're going to get is you can't put tags in. It's really weird. There's no option for putting tags. So what I do is come to Chrome on your phone, go to YouTube. Obviously, it's just on my channel. It'll just be on the home page for you. And then just here on your web browser at the top right corner, if you go to desktop site, just there, it'll bring it to the desktop site for you. I'll blur all these out, unfortunately, sorry. And then if you just go to the regular upload button and then upload video, everything will work the exact same way as if you were on a desktop. You just have to zoom in a little bit and then select your file, put it in, and then you can start entering your tags, everything like that. This way your video will still get the exact same sort of search results as if you'd done it from your PC. Like I say, going into the app, it doesn't give you the option for tags. It just gives you the description and the title and the thumbnail, I think. I'm not even sure if you can do a thumbnail through it. So definitely come to the website like this and do it like that to get your video up to YouTube if you're doing it from your mobile. Obviously, you could then transfer the finished file to your PC and do it that way if you have the time to do that. But sometimes you just want to get that video out there, and this is definitely a way you can do it. So now that you've managed to get your video to YouTube, that's pretty much the aim of this video. You've got everything on your phone now that you would need to be able to do that. There might be a few other apps that you think might help you out. By all means, if you think of any, then drop them in the comments. Don't do any links though, please, and just let people know why it's useful. Like and subscribe if this video has helped you out, and if there's anything else that you guys would like to know that I might know about, then by all means ask me and I'll make a video for you. All the links to everything in this video that's been mentioned will be in the description. None of them are sponsored links or anything like that. There is some Amazon links, but obviously that's not a sponsorship. So like I say, I'm not pushing you to go and get all this stuff. I just wanted to help out anyone that might have needed a bit of information on it. So as always then, thanks for watching guys. See you later. Bye.